Hello friends, myself Mrs. C.S. Nirali, Assistant Professor, Food Chemistry and Nutrition Department, Kekewak College of Food Technology, Saraswati Nagar Campus, Nashik, and a course titled FCN 357 Instrumental Techniques in Food Analysis. Today we are going to see regarding a practical oriented experiment number 1 title Sampling Plan, Sample Collection and Preparation for Analysis. Here, the aim of today's practical is to know the sampling methods and preparation procedures for samples. What is sample? If you see, sample is the representation of whole bulk amount of any food or any of the raw material. Coming to introduction, the validity of conclusions drawn from analysis of a food basically depends, among other things, on the methods used in obtaining and preserving the sample. Sampling and subsequent separations may be the greatest sources of error in food analysis. An ideal sample should be identified in all its intrinsic properties with the bulk of the material from which it is taken. The major steps among sampling are identification of the population from which the sample to be obtained, selection and obtaining of gross samples of the population, reduction of each gross sample to a laboratory size sample suitable for analysis. These are considered as the major steps of sampling. Coming to theory, sampling methods are of basically 4 types. First one, simple random sampling. It is meant for populations in which all elements have an equal and independent chance of being included in a sample. The second one, stratified random sampling. By separating the population elements into overlapping groups, strata, and selecting random sample from each strata. Third, systematic sampling. Drawing a 1 in K sample from a list of units. And fourth one, judgment sampling. Drawing samples based on the judgment and experience of the Coming to theory part, the special problems encountered in sampling and sample preparation for detection as well as quantification of natural toxicants in foods as well as feeds. Factors affecting the ability of a plant to obtain a sample that accurately represents the concentration of natural toxins, that is mycotoxins as well as seafood toxins. They include nature of the analyte, distribution of the analyte throughout the lot, physical characteristics of the product, accessibility of the product to random representative sampling, sampling procedure and size of sample. Sampling plants are composed of 3 components. First one, sampling, next sample preparation, next analysis. Normally, sampling contributes the largest relative error, whereas analysis comprises the least. Samples. Samples for analysis should be large enough for all intended determinations. Homogeneous samples of 250 grams or milliliters are generally sufficient. Samples of spices are often limited to 100 grams and those of fruits and vegetables increased to 1000 grams. Samples should be packed and stored in such a way that no significant changes occur from the moment of sampling until the analysis is completed. The container should be identified clearly. Official as well as legal samples must be sealed in such a way that they cannot be opened without breaking the seal. The quality control laboratory analyzes various types of samples. Raw materials are analyzed to determine whether the delivery approximates previous deliveries or if the material from a new supplier is up to the buying sample. Process control samples are generally analyzed by rapid in-plant test, example refractometer, hydrometer. As a guide, no processing adjustments needed to produce an acceptable and uniform product. Periodic checkups of finished products show whether the food meet legal requirements, is acceptable to the consumer, and has reasonable shelf life. Buying samples are submitted by suppliers of raw materials prior to delivery. Most complaint samples are submitted by customers. In a competitive market, information about products being sold by other manufacturers is of interest to management. The composition of competitors' sample is also valuable in developing new products. Factors that determine selection of a sampling procedure include purpose of inspection, acceptance or rejection, evaluation of average quality, and determination of uniformity. Nature of lot, size, division into sublots, and loading or stacking. Nature of test material, its homogeneity, unit size, previous history, and cost. And nature of test procedures, significance, destructive or non-destructive assay procedures, and time and cost of analysis. Reference book is Food Analysis Theory and Practice, third is edition, Eshajahu, Pomeranz, Clifton E. Mellon, CBS Publishers as well as Distributors Private Limited. And a very good reference PPT for this sampling of food by Dr. Dheer Singh, ADG, PFA, Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, FDA Bhavan, New Delhi. Email adgpfa@nic.in. It is the very good PPT in which how the sampling takes place and what is the procedure, what is the amount of sample need to be taken of different food samples, everything explained in a very well manner. Thanks a lot for your patience listening. Thank you. More and all.